Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Kaz here once again for Say Less. I hope you all staying safe out there. Thank you guys for subscribing through iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, YouTube. We are everywhere. You can follow me on Instagram at Say Less with Kaz, Twitter at Say Less with Kaz. We're going to start populating that YouTube page, so you can go to youtube.com/Kazim and, we can get right to it. It's WrestleMania week, man, and it's going to be a WrestleMania week like no other in the past. It's been crazy with everything happening with COVID-19 and live events and putting people away from large crowds. But the show will go on. And speaking of the show going on, I figured it would be a great time to catch up with my good friend, my good buddy. His name is Ricochet. He is the former WWE United States champion, former NXT North American champion, but by far he is one of the most incredible sports entertainers, pro wrestlers, high flyers I've ever seen and most people have ever seen. He's gotten, big ups from legendary wrestlers like Rey Mysterio, The Rock, Edge. He's a one-of-a-kind athlete, and, anytime I show somebody who doesn't really watch professional wrestling or is into professional wrestling this guy's athletic prowess, they're just like, wow. So we're going to catch up with him on this episode. He's a guy I go back with a long, long time. So kick back, relax. Emilio, hit the fucking music. All right, man. So my guy Ricochet, brother, it is WrestleMania week, but it's a WrestleMania week like no other, man. How are you feeling?
No other before.
How are things, bro?
Man, I mean, they're not bad at all, really. I mean, considering with all the bad that's happening in the world, like, as far as me specifically, like, and I mean, it's going all right. Not too bad.
Nice. I mean, you guys put on a hell of a match last week, with Cedric Andrade and Angel Garza.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was last week or it was taped last week. I don't know, but it was on Raw last week, and y'all burned that shit to the ground. Man, with everything going on, I know it's been a long time since you performed in an empty arena. So how was that like?
Honestly, like it's really not bad for me specifically. I mean, of course, like having that crowd out there and feeling the energy of that crowd, and that's literally the reason why I put my hand in the air, because I'm like gathering the energy from the crowd, kind of, you know what I mean? So,
right.
I mean, it's not that, but I mean, as far as me, like I knew there's still people that are gonna be watching, and I knew all four of us really, like we knew people were gonna watch, so we went out there and we wanted to like just kind of give, the best match we can, and they gave us 3 segments, so like we were like, all right, let's go out there and let's crush this, let's do this.
Yeah, and y'all did, man. It was a hell of a match. Probably, in my opinion, probably the best of the empty arena matches that I've seen in the past couple of weeks. But it's WrestleMania week coming up, man. Last year was your first WrestleMania, and it feels like everything kind of came so fast, right? It feels like you were in NXT for a little bit, and then you got called up really quickly. And then next thing you know, you're at WrestleMania. So take me back to last year, and that whole whirlwind of an experience was that for you?
It was exactly what you just said. It was a whirlwind of experience, just going on at once. The whole weekend, because they kind of just threw me in with, I had access, and then we had like signings, so we had to get ready for the match and stuff. It was a task, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I had to talk with Edge in the locker room, and Edge told me, he's like, you need to just, although he goes, it is busy, it is quick, he's like, you got to stop and you got to take the time to kind of remember everything that's happening, because he goes, and a couple months from now, he's like, you're going to be like, oh yeah, WrestleMania went and passed, you know what I mean? So he was like, yeah, you got to stop. He's like, just remember to like kind of take it in, you know what I mean? He's like, because it's your first one. He's like, it's going to be amazing. He's like, so when you get out there, he goes, just stop, take a minute, and just kind of let it all, sink in. And I try to do that as much as possible, and it really did. Like, it's always going to be something that I'm going to remember for forever. I can remember my first one for sure.
So tell me a little bit about, I mean, it's got to be crazy now getting that advice from Edge last year. And, now he's back. You know what I'm saying? And back at WrestleMania. And, WrestleMania, I guess we'll never forget. Too big for one weekend or too big for one night. What was, the Royal Rumble was crazy. So talk to me about that day. How much did you know? Because I know how things go when things are super kayfabe back there. So I could imagine a lot of the people shocked back there. But what was your reaction to seeing Edge come back at the Royal Rumble?
So they did a good job of like keeping it pretty secret to everybody, even in going into the match. Like they did it in like little sections,
right?
You know what I mean? So like first, second, third, whatever. The first actual section was like everybody, but Edge wasn't there. Then the second section, like the third section, and like so we didn't even really know. I didn't know until like I saw the guy, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know. So I think it's pretty cool, especially like we go a full year last year to WrestleMania. And I'm just sitting in the locker room talking with him, not expecting anything, which is just crazy to me in general. And I'm sitting here talking to Edge, a guy that I've just been watching forever, which is nuts to me. So either way, so we just chilling in the locker room, and he's talking to me, and I'm just, literally taking it all in, just like trying to, take in any type of advice like he can give me. I mean, that's the guy. He's done it all. So,
right.
I'm going to listen to everything he's got to say.
But yeah, man. So, I mean, now we've seen, everything that you've been through these past 2 years on the main roster. And I guess like me and you, we kind of have like not a weird relationship, but like a funny relationship, because I remember the first time I actually got to see you in person, we were like literally in a barn. Like, I think it was like,
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was Mia Wale had came to come see you. I want to say in, was it, San Diego? I think it had to be around Mania 31. I think in Santa Clara or something. And I remember you came and you were singing like Lotus Flower Bomb during the match and shit. And like,
oh, you know what? I think it was it San Jose?
San Jose, yes, yes.
It was San Jose.
It was San Jose. I think like Rich Swann was there. Uha was there.
Oh yeah, Swan Apollo was there.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. So I mean, that
was forever ago.
It was forever ago. I know.
Actually, that weekend, me and Apollo, we wrestled Austin Aries and Roderick Strong in a tag match for Evolve one night.
Jeez.
I think one night I wrestled PJ Black, Justin Gabriel.
I think it was the same. It was the same WrestleMania with the Seth cash-in. So I'm just saying, like we go back, right? I remember seeing him for a long time. That's the whole point of saying that. So like just the journey that you've been on, man, because it's rare that like indie guys not just make it from performing in barns to performing at WrestleMania, but they also get to keep their name, and people kind of could follow that journey all throughout. How important was it for you to keep the same name that you started with, all the way up until now?
I mean, for me, at first I didn't even like the name Ricochet. I only picked Ricochet because it came the day of the show. Yeah. And we didn't have names yet. And then one of my friends, they were like, okay, well, you're Kevin. And then they looked around, they were like, oh, they saw the cat, and the cat's name was Hobbs. Like, your name's Kevin Hobbs. And they were like, then they looked at me and they were like, have you got a name yet? And I was like, oh, damn, I don't want to be Kevin Hobbs. So I was like, yeah, I would be Ricochet. Because I had a couple written down. Yeah. But I didn't have anything that stuck, and I didn't want to be Kevin Hobbs, so I just picked it.
Kevin Hobbs would have sounded terrible, bro. What was
it? But after a couple of years, I really started to like it because it was different. Then everybody had like a two-name name, so I just had one. Boom, like Ricochet. It was cool. It was different. And then when I got signed, they asked me to like give them some names just in case we couldn't keep it.
What were some of the names? I love hearing some of that stuff. Do you got anything off the top of the head?
What were they? Funny enough, because I was obviously a big Spider-Man fan. Yeah. But I am a little darker complexion, so I had a lot of things with Miles. Miles was one.
Okay.
Like, it's funny enough because now, like, we had a couple, because my son's name is Cameron, so like Miles Cameron Miles was one.
Okay.
I had a whole list. I wish I could. I would try to go back and find that list, but I had like a good 9 names that I liked. I had a couple other ones too. Eli something. I had a couple different ones.
Now, when it comes to the names, right? Like, it always feels like, you kind of taking inspiration from what you want your character to be. And it feels like your character Ricochet is like, the whole thing is superheroes are real, and, making sure that you're the one and only. It sounds very like comic book style. Like, talk to me a little bit about, like, how comic books has inspired your style and inspired a lot of your character.
Well, I mean, just growing up, like, obviously I was a fan of superheroes, like Spider-Man, I was Superman, all these, like the Flash. Like, I was a big, I'm a big fan of superheroes growing up, and so
is that Chance the Crapper in the back?
What was that?
Is that Chance the Crapper in the back?
It is Chance the Crapper.
So Chance, so what's up?
What's up? There he is. But no, so like just being a fan of that, and obviously like my style is very dynamic. It's very high energy. You know what I mean? So I feel like, especially in the wrestling world, like wrestlers, superstars, I will say, and like comic book heroes kind of coincide, and they go together. Like the stories that are telling in these comics are the same stories that we can tell live action. You know what I mean? So I figure, like, especially like someone like me, I'm not 6 foot. I don't know what, 6'3". I'm not 6 foot nothing.
280 pounds, looking like like Drew McIntyre or something.
And it's like, obviously, I'm not the biggest dude out there, bro. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I was like, I gotta, take my inspiration from like Spider-Man, from Nightwing, from Flash, guys who aren't like the biggest, strongest dudes, but they're quicker, they're agile. You know what I mean? And it just works perfect. Especially like in the WWE when you have guys like Drew McIntyre and Samoa Joe and all these huge dudes. So you know what I mean? Like it is different. So I just decided, that's where I kind of got the inspiration from that, because they kind of just go together. Like it's 2 peas in a pod there, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I always said like pro wrestlers are like comic book heroes, but they still have to go home and be regular people afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
our bodies just hurt real bad.
Yeah, you can tell. There's no they don't just erase the pain or put erasers to whatever you guys do after you fall off a 30-foot ladder or something.
But no, but like I said, it's some of that stuff is like the fun stuff. I was just watching the other day of, I think it was something from an old clip in Japan from a company called Toryumon.
Okay.
And this guy like tried to slide through dude's legs, but dude caught him and picked him up. And I thought he was going to land on his face, but the dude just ends up slamming him on his neck. And I was like, yo, like, it's crazy, but like sometimes I kind of miss like doing some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah. Listen, people see you now.
That's what I think is fun. I don't even know why I think that stuff is fun.
Like every time, I remember like I would come watch you at NXT, or I'd come watch some of your matches or whatever, and I would literally text you, or I'll DM you, or I'll tweet you like, bro, just don't die tonight. Like every week.
I don't know why, bro. You got to make it memorable for the fans. You know what I mean? That's really, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like I know people watch you now, and even in NXT, stuff that you do has blown people away. But on the independent scene, I mean, you were breaking out double moonsaults and jumping off of 40-foot ladders and just
it was wild, the wild west out there.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so tell me about that, man. Like, I know when you come to NXT, and you made your name everywhere. You made your name in Japan. You made your name in Lucha Underground, and your name rung bells. You are the most in-demand high flyer in the world, right? You and like Will Ospreay. So it comes to the point where you're there at the WWE. What do they tell you about your style? Are they saying like, hey, do all that crazy stuff, we want you to do it, or is there anything?
Funny, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's really funny. So, like, I'm trying to. and not just there, but like really everywhere. But especially like getting there, everyone's it's like, oh, you gotta like save your stuff, whatever, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then like, especially when I got every Monday, they were like, "Hey, you doing a 6:30 tonight?" I'm like, "No, I ain't doing a 6:30 tonight."
The 6:30 looks like it hurts both of you.
I'm trying to say my stuff. Then they'll be asking, "You doing 6:30?" No. It's funny. But like really, like honestly, since I've really not had to change anything, any changes or anything that's really been like big changes as far as my style and things go, like it's really, you know what I mean? Obviously, and there's like different places on the card. Like if I'm, segment 1 or like not, so 1 or 2 of the night. Say I got segment 2 and 3 or something. I can't, I can't go out there and do everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, but like as far as like changes and stuff, like it's all been me. Like they haven't slowed me down at all. I mean, like especially like because like NXT, like we had more takeovers, so it's like more time to like show what you can do. You know what I mean? And when I go out there, like I would pitch something, and they would be like, "Oh, can you do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "Okay, sure, why not?" So they didn't like the double moonsault off the cage. That was my idea. The very first thing I think I ever did on NXT TV was like a double springboard shooting star to the outside. You know what I mean? So
I think it was the NXT. It was the North American title ladder match, correct?
The ladder match.
And that was your debut, yeah.
And then even as far as Raw, I'm doing like Sasuke specials to the outside. I'm doing everything. It's like, so everything is like any slowdown or any changes that's been made to my style has all been me kind of trying to save my body for 10 more years of doing this potentially. Right.
I mean, you've kind of been like one of the WWE's Iron Man ever since you've gotten, onto the main roster. I mean, you went from, in a tag team or just kind of thrown in as far as a debut to like being on the show every single week and not really getting, much time off, man. Like how's that?
Plus the weekends.
Yeah, you got the live events. You got, you're on TV every damn week, and I don't think outside of like main events, I don't think you've missed a week since I think you've been called up. How's that increase in workload been like for you on your body?
It was like last year because it was just crazy. Everything was just happening at once. It was, I think it was kind of like not getting to me, but it was definitely a lot on my body. But there was a point, I think it was from like Halloween all the way to like early December. Like I didn't even work out once. I didn't even not go to the gym. I didn't even think about working out. Because I was just so like drained. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired. So I didn't even go to the gym. But I think not going to the gym, because it's like you're burning the candle at both ends. Like you're giving all you got to this, but then you're also going to the gym and giving all you got. So you're not getting much sleep. You know what I mean? Burning the candle at both ends. That's just not good. So I was like, you know what? I work out every freaking day. I eat really healthy. So it's like, for this month and a half, I'm just going to like not worry about it. And actually, I think that then kind of got me back good. You know what I mean? It was weird, but I think it was what I needed.
Yeah, I mean...
but then even early this year, like I was really only doing Raws. They didn't really have me on a lot of the house shows, so that helped me out a lot too. So this year was going to be, it was going to be more relaxed than last year, I think.
Well, I guess, it is more relaxed than last year. I mean,
Now it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I don't think we really had any choice in that matter. Everything's got to be more relaxed.
Yeah,
but,
which is all right. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, a lot of people could use a little bit of the time off, man. But, just being on TV, I mean, being as a guy who, has carried a lot of the workload for the past year to still being called on to deliver matches on Raw every week, even with no audience. I mean, what do you think the future holds post WrestleMania as far as, I'm not sure if you're scheduled for a match at the moment. We're taping Monday morning on, I think what's today? Today is the 29th, right? So
yeah,
taping Monday morning, 30th, sorry. So you don't have a match currently at WrestleMania, right?
Currently, I do not.
Currently, you do not. If that does hold, What is the future hold for you post WrestleMania? Because it always seems like this could be sort of a hard reset for a lot of the storylines and the crowd and a lot of the characters.
Well, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with everything that's going on after Mania. But I mean, if things kind of start going back to like normal and we start doing stuff again, like I'm really interested to see where me and Cedric can take this thing. I feel like we had our first match together. Like that was our first time ever in the ring with each other, except for maybe once. Maybe we've been in the ring with each other ever. So I'm really excited. I'd like to see where that goes because I think we could really kick it up a notch. I think we could be something different. We could be new. We could be dynamic. We could be something cool. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
Absolutely. I was watching the match the other day, and I know they had announced the Street Profits and Garza and Andrade, and I'm just sitting there like, you should probably toss these two in the match too, because I mean I know they have a tag
in there, bro.
Yeah, just slide them in there. I'm trying to see if I got any connects back there. Like, hey, you might want to throw these two into that tag match and make that a triple threat.
So I think we could be. Well, I think we could be something cool. So. If things start going back, I'd like to explore that and see what damage we can do.
So what's your relationship with Cedric like, man? I mean, I know you guys.
Oh, Cedric, my homeboy.
Yeah, you guys are.
Yeah, when I first was up here, like me, Cedric, and Lindsay, we would travel every weekend together.
Mm-hmm.
We wake up, go to the gym, get something to eat, go to the show, drive back to the show. Just hang out. You know what I mean? So yes, and I've known him since the Indies and stuff. So. Yeah, Cedric's my homeboy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it seems like, with yourself and Cedric, I mean, like, you guys are an incredible, like, sort of hybrid sort of athlete right now. And it's kind of seems like...
That's what I'm saying. I think we could be very different because a lot of the teams, especially in WWE, I think a lot of the teams they're either two, like, big guys or it's like, a big guy and small guy, like Big E, Kofi, Gallows,
right.
Anderson,
right.
Dawkins, Tan. It's like big guy, small guy combinations, you know what I mean? I was like, but like me and Cedric, like we're very similar as far as like style goes, stylistically, and so we could in and out, boom, 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 hit you at any angle at any time, anywhere. If you're outside of the ring, inside the ring, wherever we can get you, bam. So I feel like we could be very different.
I agree. I mean, that seems like a really, I'm thinking like some sort of superhero tandem type of like Black Panther, Killmonger, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Peter Parker type of deal.
Like Mike Lowry and Mike.
Yeah, like also Bad Boys 2 shit. Like, I could really pull that off, man.
Oh, yeah, see what we can do.
Yo, I'm telling you, like, I get the silky shirts together, you know what I mean, doing the slow motion entrances with sunglasses on.
Right?
I'm telling you, I'm seeing the vision right now. I'm seeing the vision, and I like it.
Something for sure there.
Absolutely. Man, you've been compared to a lot of high flyers, but the one guy you're most compared to the most, and I know you've spoken about it at length before, is Rey Mysterio. And, he's always been the guy who's gone above and beyond to, like, give you praise and give you props as, like, the next him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to Rey Mysterio, man, I know you soaked up a lot of game from Edge last year when you got to meet him, but what was, I know you've worked with Ray before WWE, but when he got back and you were on the main roster, what was kind of the game that you soaked up from him? Because I know he's a guy who gives it out a lot.
Oh, man, dude, Ray is that dude, bro. Ray, like, he's like a legend in every sense of the word, you know what I mean? And just one of, like, the nicest people I've ever met, ever. And that's something that I think everybody could take away from Rey Mysterio because Ray is he's done everything. You know what I mean? Like, Ray done it all. And if there was anybody in the world that wanted to be, like, a jerk or wanted to, like, just be rude or whatever, it could be Ray, and we would be like, you know what, that's Ray because he's done it. It's all right. He's a jerk, but it's Ray. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's not. He's the nicest dude in the world. He literally gave me the hoodie off of his back. And I didn't even ask for I just said the hoodie was cool. And then he's like, oh, you want it? I was like, no, you know what I mean? He's like, here, have it. I'm like, no, here, take it. He's like, no. I'm like, okay. Literally, like, he's the coolest dude. And so that's something I think everybody should take away from him, for the first part. But also, yeah, dude is so, like, he helped me a lot. Like I said, like, especially Lucha Underground. that match that we had, that match like kind of changed my life, bro. That match meant so much to me, just being able to be in the ring with him, share that ring with him. I mean, we got to be a tag team before that, but being able to like, that's Rey Mysterio, bro. You know what I mean? That's like the Michael Jordan of high flyers.
Right.
So like, and then he's especially because he's worked with everybody. So like, he's got like a good mind when you're trying to think of things. He knows. He just, let's try this. I'm like, all right, yeah, dude, that works perfectly. You know what I mean? And not only that, but he's like willing to go out there and like burn it down for sure. You know what I mean? Like even when we were on the Indies or Lucha or wherever we were at, like, he wanted to like go out there and do some crazy stuff. We had a match in England one time, and it was like within a week, so within 7 days, but it was almost like the 20th anniversary of him and Eddie from Halloween Havoc.
Wow.
It was like maybe like 4 or 5 days, like almost to the day anniversary.
Yeah.
And so we were gonna have this match, and of course, like, I'm thinking it, but I ain't saying it. And then he goes, he's like, hey, do you want to do the backflip DDT from Halloween? I was like, yeah, absolutely, of course I do. Like, that's the first thing I want to do. You know, it was his idea. You know what I mean? He wanted to do it. You know what I mean? And so I thought that was cool. Like, he could have big timed you. He could have big timed me and been like, let me just do some hurricanranas and hit you with a 619 and pin you. You know what I mean? Like, no, but he was like, he wanted to do some stuff, and we did some cool stuff too. But so that was always cool to me, and that's something that you just can't. I don't know, you just can't learn. It's just, he was just so willing to. Like I said, he could have big time me, and he could have just done his things, but he like wants to go out there and have the best match he can with that person he's out there, and that's just cool. Dude's just a boss, man. He's the man.
He's the dude, man. He's the dude. My time the small time I've got to work with him backstage, man, like, and work on some promos with him, like, you get it immediately. You're just like, there's OGs back there, man, and there's certain dudes where you're just like, you know, when you're going up to hand him a script, it's like going up to meeting like the Don Juan, like the big boss. And it's like, yeah, he got that presence about him. And he's not, like you said, like, the wild thing is, like, he's the smallest guy in the room, but he commands respect from everybody because he gives it. The way he gives it up, man. He
walks in the room and everyone, like, you just respect him. Everybody. It don't matter who it is.
Absolutely. He's the dude, man. One of my biggest regrets leaving WWE by the time I did was not getting to work with you.
I know. Like, we was always on opposite sides.
Yeah, like when I was up there, you was on NXT, and like literally, like my first couple of weeks there, I was like still trying to get the hang of stuff. So I was like angling to like go down to NXT and like work with like, a couple of you guys and stuff. And they're like, oh, well, you know, we kind of need you for main roster. And then when you go to NXT, you got to like live down there and stuff. So I was like, all right, fine, whatever. But yeah, man, like it's one of those things. But we did get to hang out at Wally Mania last year, which was really awesome and really fun. Just tell the people a little bit about your experiences there, because I know they're very bummed that there won't be no Wally Mania this year. But
I know, bro. I was hyped about that.
Yeah,
I was hyped this year. It was gonna be a party, bro.
Yeah, man.
I've been to a couple, and dude, they're always like, dude, that is a blast, bro. That like that whole thing. Like, I don't know who's putting it together. Maybe it's you. I don't know.
Well, you're talking to him, yes.
But no, bro. But like, that thing is such a blast, and like I appreciate you even having me on last year, and what would have been this year. And even last year, I gotten to be up there with like Josiah, and like he was performing that song he made for me. That was pretty cool. Then got to like go out there and kind of surprise him and join him.
Yeah,
which was pretty cool. Like, that was pretty. That was cool. And then just kind of like having a little Q&A. Like, Leo was up there. We was just chilling. Booker T sitting over there. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
You know what it's like? It's almost like, because I always tell people, man, like, I've done all these like outside events for like All-Star Weekend and like Super Bowl and like, you know, all the X Games and like these big sporting weekends. I'm like, WrestleMania doesn't have that for like wrestlers, where they don't got to be on. They can just come and kick it, and it's a party and it's a good vibe. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like we filled that need over there, and especially for like, you know, wrestlers of color as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of us out there that love professional wrestling, but, not that there's anything wrong with hanging with a bunch of, white dudes all weekend, but, it was awesome to just see, like, that demographic kind of come together. And it's a different type of energy when we're all in one building together, supporting each other, partying, like, good vibes, no beef, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fun time.
That's literally like the whole like mind state I've been in like for the past like couple months. It's just like, dude, positive vibes only. Like let's just be cool with each other. Let's all be cool, and then just like, you know what I mean? Like it's just and then now is especially a good time for everybody to kind of sit back and kind of realize like what's important to them, and you know what I mean. So but that place, that dude, it's an energy, it's a vibe, it's definitely it was a place to be, and this year was going to be dope. It was going to be so cool. We gonna
figure out a way to make something happen this year.
We're gonna find something else to do.
Absolutely, man. We talked about Rey Mysterio, a legend who's bigged you up a lot, and you've been in the ring with. But a legend that bigs you up a lot that you haven't gotten in the ring with, who's one of your biggest fans, is the GOAT, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is a guy that has sung your praises on social media, shouted you out, and you make no bones about your affiliation or your affection for The Rock, and doing the people's moonsault and taking a lot of game from him. Talk to me about y'all's relationship. Like, when's the last time y'all spoken? Has he given any game to you as far as like how to navigate this entire world? How's that been?
No, I mean I do it. Even like getting any type of praise or shout out or anything from The Rock is always gonna be dope. And yeah, I've definitely been lucky enough to have him comment about me a couple times, so that's really cool. That's something that's never gonna be old or get old to me, because, and I was telling my friends this is a while back though, but I don't ever get like starstruck.
Dude, if there's anyone to get starstruck over, like, it's not,
bro. Like, and I've met a lot of like people that I met a lot of people I don't ever really get starstruck, but
right.
I was starstruck the first time I met him. He came to the PC one time, and he was there talking, and I talked to him a little bit, and I don't even think I was like making full sentences with him. I was like, after we had left that day, I got to the house, and I was like, dang, I need to meet him again, because I don't even think I was speaking proper sentences to that dude. But then I did meet him again at I want to say a SmackDown, maybe, or was it? I forgot. No, maybe it was a pay-per-view.
Okay.
I forgot where. But I think it was when he did that thing with Baron Corbin.
Right. So it was SmackDown on Fox, the Fox debut.
SmackDown on Fox. That's what I thought it was. SmackDown
right.
on Fox. And I talked to him for a little bit there, and just kind of saying hi, what's up. And actually, funny thing is, the first time that I met him at the PC, I didn't even bring it up. He said it, but he had mentioned, because years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago now, I had made like an Instagram post about him, like basically just how like he's the man and he's the best, and I look up to him.
Mm-hmm.
He had said, he goes, hey, also I want to thank you about that post you had made about me. He's like, that's really, and I was like, yo, bro, like that was like 4 years ago, bro. Like, I still think it, but like he didn't have to say that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I thought he would have forgot about that by now, but he said that. I was like, dude, that's cool, man. Like, I thought that was cool.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
But then, I talked to him a little bit at SmackDown, and of course, he was real busy. Everyone's pulling different ways, but dude's the best.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT for a reason, man. So last couple of questions before we head out of here. You're a big Eagles fan, and we've gotten to talk, jab back and forth on football teams. My sorry Jets, your less than sorry Eagles. What do you think of their offseason moves this year, man? Do you think you guys, the NFC East is looking wide open again? What do you think your Eagles going to look like this year, pending the season starts on time?
Pending, yeah. I don't know. Every year it's always like, okay, yeah, we're making some moves, we're doing it, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But then we still kind of always end up like sucking or something. But I don't know. I'm always just waiting till the season start to really then kind of make an opinion about my Eagles because, man, I be thinking we're going to be good, and then we just end up not being good. Or we good through the whole season, and then we suck the last part of the season or something.
Yeah, like this year was so weird because, like,
this year was especially weird. We shouldn't have got as far as we got.
No, hell no. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, what? Because, Kirsch, Kirsch back there. Kirsch is the biggest Eagles fan I know, and probably next to you. And, I just see the agony he goes through every single week, and I'm just like, dude.
Every year, bro.
How did y'all even make it this far?
Dude, I was happy. I was like, all right, Eagles, I'm proud of you guys. We came back for sure.
Oh, man. So, speaking of football, bro, Brady going to Tampa Bay.
Bro.
What are your thoughts on that, man? Like, I know, a lot of people are saying, like, this is the best receiving core he's got in a while.
I was thinking he's got some pretty good weapons now. It's like as long as that offensive line can keep him like safe for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
I think they might do some damage. I don't know how their defense is about to look. I haven't really kept up on their defense, but
I mean, I heard the defense was all right because they was 7-9 last year. Winston threw like 30 picks, but I mean they were.
Hey, listen.
But he threw 30 touchdowns.
He's balling, bro. Like, if you look at his
stats. He did like 5,000 yards. Listen, he balled. I ain't taking nothing away from famous Jameis.
He's balling.
I'll never take anything away from famous Jameis. I'm a fan of Jameis. All I'm saying is, with Brady right now, who do you think is going to do better, the Buccaneers or the Patriots? And granted, we don't even know who's going to be playing quarterback for the Patriots, but who do you think is going to make better off after this divorce?
I don't know, but I know it's going to be an important year for Brady and for Belichick. It's going to be a very important. I think it's a more important year for Belichick than it is Brady.
And why is that?
But I don't know. I feel like I don't even know why. I feel like Belichick has to like do well more than Brady has to do well.
Right. Like Brady's kind of already solidified in the game.
He's kind of already solidified.
And Belichick's like
coaching, helping him get to where he's at. I do get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I just feel it's like Brady could literally kind of bomb and everyone's like, oh, it's okay.
And it's because, like, he's old, you know what I mean? Like, he's 40-something years old.
How old is he?
I think he's going to be 43 this year, I think.
I was going to say 42, 43.
Okay. Yeah. And it's like, bro, like, the fact that he's still even going at this age
But that's the thing. Like, as long as that offensive line can keep him safe for a couple seconds, I think they're about to do some damage.
No, I agree. I'm an AFC East guy. I'm a Jets fan, so I'm just like, I'm kind of happy to see him go, but I'm like, damn it, not like this. I wanted to take him out first.
You the Jets. Y'all ain't doing nothing.
We never do anything. All my team's sad, bro. You know, all my team's sad. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Jets fan. I root for the Yankees.
I'm a Sixers fan and a Eagles fan.
Well, I mean, you got Joel Embiid, you got Simmons. I mean, at least y'all done some things.
A lot of people be dogging on Simmons, but I like Simmons.
Well, I mean, dude can't shoot, but he does literally everything else you can ask from somebody. You know what I mean? Like, but dude's got to shoot. He's got to at least take them. You know what I mean? I don't care if you make them.
He's 100 points from 3-point line, bro.
He's 100% range from out there. Right?
Yeah, that's 2 shots.
Oh man! All right, so let's wrap this up with some quick wrestling stuff. I mean, this weekend is WrestleMania. Obviously, it's going to be one for the ages. You know what I'm saying? One way or another. As a fan, man, as a guy who will probably be watching this for the first time at home or in the back or whatever. What is the match that you're looking forward to as a fan to watch?
Actually, I mean, I am looking forward to the Rhea versus Charlotte match. I think that's about to be dope. Yeah,
I think Rhea Ripley's been she's been killing it since she got that NXT. Even before she got the NXT, ever since like Survivor Series, she's really been like on a roll.
She's been doing really good, and then like. It's WrestleMania and it's Charlotte, so she's about to do some work too. You know what I mean? She's gonna, and both of them are very, very good. And so like we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the now triple threat tag team SmackDown match.
Yes, the Usos, the New Day, and Miz and Morrison, yeah, and ladders.
Fire,
ladders too.
Bro. That's gonna be good.
Oof, man, an empty arena ladder match. I never thought I'd see it. I think it's gonna make it more intense. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really hide behind like the oohs and the ahs of the crowd. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more bone shattering, a little bit more, violent because there's no crowd. You know what I mean?
I think the whole no crowd is what's going to make them want to go out there, and they know millions of people are still going to be watching. Hopefully, so I think they're going to be great.
So I got to get your thoughts on the WWE Championship match, Brock and Drew. Obviously, you had your match with Brock. It didn't go the way you wanted it to go for the WWE title. I'd love to get your prediction on who's going to win that match, and and why.
I don't know, man. You got Brock. Brock's going to be Brock. He's been Brock since, 2002?
Right.
Since 2002, he's been Brock.
Never slacked 1 year.
I mean, never lost, bro.
LeVar Ball, undefeated. Never lost.
No, but Drew is on this. He's on a different level right now. Dude just looks like a freaking monster. Dude's strong. He's stronger than what he knows. And he's just been he's been on his path right now. He's doing. I think he's determined. You know what I mean? So, and I've been in the ring with both of them. They both hit me real hard. So they both got power. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They both got speed. They both are pretty agile, big dudes. Like, it's gonna be something to watch, though. I mean, but if I had to pick, I guess I'm gonna pick Drew.
It's a good pick. Don't want to pick the other guy, because you know what happened last time.
He beat me up so bad, bro.
Oh, Ricochet, man. It's a great talking to you, man. Happy WrestleMania week. Hope you stay safe out there, stay quarantined, stay practice social distance, and I hope to catch you soon down the road, my friend.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Don't be in these streets. The streets is closed, bro.
My man, stay safe out there, bro. Take it easy.
Later, man.
And that's a wrap on the show. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kazim. That's Kazeem. And you can follow the page on Twitter, Say Less with Kaz. That's SAYLESSWITHKAZ. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, SoundCloud, all those places. Appreciate y'all listening. Leave a nice review, maybe a comment if it's nice enough. And I'll catch you next week or next day or however long we're doing this shit. But say less.